Hey, you are off the clock with Trish and Steve. Hi, Steve Bose. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Happy Monday.
Yeah, it's
Can I
Monday.
tell you that you are an influencer? Well,
I
now,
heard that. I've been
to
on a
be
list of
fair,
people.
I was going to say you influenced me to get something, but really you didn't. Although I'm
Hmm.
excited to get it because you mentioned it. So do you remember that the other day you mentioned our friends at Krispy Kreme
Yes, Twix donut. Yes.
having the Twix donut? So Jack's girlfriend, Elissa, who I adore, showed up. So I'm going to give Alyssa a shout out because she brought us other donuts too, but we have the
Whoa, you got the Twix donut?
Twix donut. So you can see it in the
Nice.
end there, like right there.
Yeah,
Um,
that's awesome.
so I'm not even kidding. Like I'm trying to watch my weight and not
Well,
go
you got to
crazy.
try that. I mean, what are you gonna do? Just hold that up? You got to at least take a bite out of it.
You want me to take a bite out of it? Oh, on live. Okay, I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat
Do
it.
it.
Mm. Oh, that's so good. Can you see
Twix
that?
is one of our finest
Look at it.
candies for sure. Yeah.
It is one of my favorites, and let me tell you what. So she brought several of them, and so
Nice.
I ate a half before. Now I'm like talking with my mouth open.
No one's watching.
I ate half of one this morning, but I like put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds. Oh my gosh, it was the most chocolatey, caramely cookie.
That's an
Mm.
experience right there. Nice.
So run out and get some of those. They are amazing.
Yeah,
So good.
there is a Krispy Kreme semi near where I live, but I don't get out that way too much, so I'll have to
Yeah.
figure out if I can make a plan to go get some. But awesome. I'm glad you got a chance to try that. That looks pretty good.
Yeah. Thanks to Elissa. She got some brownie points with me for doing that. So
That's all you got to do. Show up with the
anyway,
donut.
yeah. So how was your weekend? What'd you do this weekend?
As I said on Friday, Trish, I watched a lot of soccer. I cooked some barbecue, and I forget what the third thing I said I was going to do was, but maybe I did that. I want to shout out my Liverpool team,
Oh,
my Reds. I wore my jersey today. Liverpool won the English League Cup over the weekend over Chelsea. Beated them
okay.
in, Trish, a penalty shootout. The game was 0-0 at full time. Then played extra time, still 0-0. They went to a penalty shootout. Trish, I don't know if you're familiar with the penalty shootout process in soccer.
I am, but why don't you reinform us for anyone who's not?
Well, each team takes up to 5 penalty kicks, and at the end of 5 kicks, whoever scored the most penalties wins the game.
Right.
If, Trish, the teams are tied after 5 kicks, you continue to kick each team kind of in a sudden death fashion. So until one team gets one more scored than the other. Trish, both teams made their first 10 kicks.
What?
Penalty kicks, 10-10, all successful. The goalie saved 0 kicks after 20 total kicks. We get to the 11th kick for Liverpool. Now, Trish, you may know this. A soccer team has 11 players on the field at one time.
Right.
The first 10 kicks of each team were the 10 players in the field.
Oh, so everyone gets a chance.
Well, yeah, you can only go
one time.
It goes one time, and unless you get past 11. We get to the 11th kick, and the only players left to attempt to kick now are each team's goalkeeper.
No.
So the Liverpool goalkeeper goes to take kick number 11. He scores.
Okay.
So now Liverpool's up 11-10. Chelsea gets their 11th attempt, which is now their goalkeeper, who must now score a kick. And if he scores, they continue to kick. They'll start off at first guy again. If he does not score, Liverpool wins the game. And sadly for him and for Chelsea fans, he booted his kick. It missed the net, and Liverpool won the shootout 11-10. How about that?
So it's interesting. My son actually he's a Chelsea fan, so he watched that. And yeah, it was very sad in our house.
It was dramatic. Yeah, absolutely.
But you know what? I think he was upset because he invested that many hours into something and then to lose. But really, isn't that what you want once in a while? You want a game that's so close where you're just like on the edge of your seat. I watched the Loyola basketball game this weekend, and it was a little bit like that with, Iowa. Oh my God. It was just back and forth and back and forth. And yeah. So anyway, yeah, I love when sports are like that. So, Well, I didn't spend a ton of time on sports, though. I actually spent a lot of time watching my daughter bowl. So she's into tournament bowl now. School bowling has wrapped. I want to give her a special shout out, though, because she has a new high score, 277.
Wow.
Now, that is one spare. It's a 9 spare, 9 strikes. Her last ball, she got an 8 and then a 1.
Oh, she left a few pins on the table then. She could have been at like 290-ish, right?
290. She would have had a 290. I know. She was just like, now this is, to be fair, that was probably her, oh gosh, 13th game or something of the weekend that she had bowled. So she had been bowling a lot. So for anyone to do that, I give her credit. But yeah, 277 for an 18-year-old bowler. I think that's pretty amazing. What I did this weekend, though, was I put up a new backsplash in my kitchen. Are you like a DIY person? And do you do like projects? Are you a project kind of guy?
No.
Not at all?
No.
I am, but I procrastinate about it. So for a long time, and like also like everyone in the whole world wants tile on the back of their kitchen, I don't like to be like everyone else. I went with wallpaper.
Okay.
Put up wallpaper all by myself. And it turned out really nice. So I have a little bit of an 80s vibe going because I think wallpaper is more of a 70s, 80s thing. But I'm going to bring it back.
That sounds great. I'm for that, I think.
You're for that?
I don't really know.
I don't know. I feel like if clothing can come back around, then I feel like, because everything lately, the last couple of years has been like farmhouse style and all that. I'm going to call it now. Wallpaper will be coming back. So I have it. That's what I did this weekend. Nice. I do want to, before we can we talk a little bit of work? We actually had a really good update with our friends at JobVite. So I wanted to give them a shout out because they announced their new Evolve TA suite, right? So you can get all of your talent acquisition needs met in one place, which I know you're a fan of suites. But yeah, everything from ATS onboarding video, job description grader, internal mobility, text, CRM, you name it. There's more to it, but yeah, check them out. That was a really good update we had on Friday of last week. So
yeah, they've got some really great technology over there, and one of the early innovators in a lot of what's kind of how recruiting technology's developed over the last 10 years or so. They've been around a while, but continue to do some really interesting things.
Yeah,
speaking of kind of interesting things, Trish, I read this today. I've not tried it out yet, and I'm almost afraid to kind of tell this story.
Okay.
But Amazon, Trish, our friends at Amazon are partnering with Teladoc, which is like a remote healthcare provider. Teladoc.
I've used that before.
You have? Okay.
One
Trish,
time.
you'll be able to soon-ish. I'm not sure if this is live yet. But you'll be able to say. I don't want to say it.
You know what's her name?
Her name.
The name.
I want to talk to a doctor. And what'll happen is you'll get a call back from Teladoc, and you can kind of get the process started to have like an Amazon Alexa moderated consultation with a doctor. How about that?
So not your doctor, because I've used Teladoc before. It was right at the beginning of the pandemic. Well, 6 months in, needed to see my own doctor. Just for something minor, and did a Teladoc. So this is like you would be assigned a random doctor, like a general practitioner, or?
I think it depends on the problem you're having. Like you'll get a screening call, I think, and it's for non-emergency things. So yeah, if you like, you slice your thumb open with a cleaver and you need to go to the emergency room, this is not the service for you, but this is more of just, other non-emergency types medical consultations mediated through the Alexa device. And it'll start off with the audio only, and then it'll also, if you have one of those Echo Show devices, which I love, I have one in my kitchen.
I love mine.
You can do video consultations as well.
Good.
I think that's pretty cool. I dig it.
Do you use your show for that? Do you use it for video?
I have talked with people on that. Yes.
You have not called me on that.
Okay, I can probably.
You could drop in on me. No one drop it on me. We talk here. We talk here publicly. Let's keep it public. No, it's funny. I drop in on my mom and dad all the time. So I'm like this, they have it kind of off to the side. So I'm always like, hello, family.
Oh, it's my favorite thing. I use it all the time. I have like a ton of recipes saved on there.
Oh yeah.
The first thing I do every single morning when I go down to the kitchen is I ask for the weather in the
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And speaking of that, last thing I'll say is too, Trish, and I have not talked about this much at all, but I did, we basically relaunched our old version of our Happy Hour for Alexa show, which was running on the Alexa devices for a really long time. And
yes.
through just nonsense technical problems that we had with Amazon, we ended up relaunching that and rebranding it. That show's now called the Workplace Minute, powered by H3HR Advisors. It is available on your Amazon Alexa device in your daily news update or your flash briefing. So folks who have the Alexa device and want to hear a minute or two, a couple times a week about what's going on in the world of work, it's really short. It's like a minute to 2 minutes. The Workplace Minute is the name of the skill. So look it up on your Alexa device.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because it's interesting. Like here we can talk about whatever, right? We'll talk about a lot of pop culture things or whatever's on our mind, but there you really are. You really spend a lot of time researching jobs data, information on the workplace. And so I learned something, I feel like every time I listen to it. I mean, I've done a couple of those over the last couple of years, but you record the bulk of those. So great job on that. And yeah, I know I've got it as one of my skills.
Awesome.
I'd rather listen to you and your work updates than the weather. All right. On that note, why don't we get back to work? Actually, we have a recording later today for the podcast. So, and some exciting news about the podcast, which we can talk more about on Wednesday, but we're rebranding. So the HR Happy Hour is kind of being retired, right? We might pull it out every now and then. But our new show is all about storytelling in the workplace and stories that really impact kind of behind the buzzwords, behind the trends. And it's called At Work in America. And so we're actually recording our first At Work in America later today. Nice. So pretty exciting stuff. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be all about hiring and some really good information on how you can really expand your talent pool. I'll leave it at that.
All right.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. As always, thanks for starting your week with Steve and I, and we will see you back here on Wednesday.